you've probably seen a lot of videos going over onboarding. I even have a couple of videos going over onboarding on my own channel. But a question I get quite a lot is, why does it actually matter? So why does the onboarding process in your agency actually matter? Why should you actually invest the time and resources into firstly optimizing it, and then obviously setting up different automations to kind of help you out? And I think this video is particularly helpful with a couple people struggling to actually build their onboarding process, because, at least for me, right, when I am told to do something, I don't really have the incentive to do it. But once I kind of understand why I'm actually doing something, I get much more incentivized to actually complete the task and carry out a process. So hopefully this video is the same thing for you, but the incentive there is to get your onboarding in order. So the way you have to think about onboarding is the first impression that someone actually has of you and your agency, quite obviously. So imagine this like your daughter, if you don't have a daughter, your sister brings home a new boyfriend. The first impression that guy makes on you is probably going to taint the kind of sort of relationship that you have. So, for example, if a guy comes in late, he's smoking, he smells like alcohol, you're obviously not going to have a very good impression. But if some guy comes put together, he's wearing a suit, he's well presented, he's well spoken, you're obviously going to have a better first impression and most likely make a better relationship with that man. Once again, I'll give you another example just to really drive this point in. Let's say you hire some contractors from a random company you found online. And this is actually something I saw on TikTok. This couple basically hires a couple contractors to come work on a house. And these guys came in, they were all shirtless, they weren't in the best shape, they were all drunk. And obviously, she ended up canceling that contract because she didn't want this type of people working on her dream house. Then the second company that came over, which is actually where I saw the TikTok, came in. They all had uniforms, they had branded shirts, they all spoke good English, and they had all like the branded tools, different things like that. And I feel like they were much more comfortable than a couple in trusting those people and actually building this dream house. So first impressions do matter. Obviously, don't get me wrong, you can make up for a first impression, but the way you have to think about it, right? As soon as someone joins your agency, they already have that buyer's remorse. They immediately have regret. No matter how well you actually sold them during the sales process, as soon as they send that money and they see that negative in their account, they're going to be like, oh man, why did I actually do that? So your job is basically to get rid of that thing, which, just for context, is called buyer's remorse. You want to completely annihilate that buyer's remorse from their mind and kind of prove to them that they made the right choice. Now, why is onboarding so special in that process? Because it's that first impression you actually give them. So if they're more confident in your services, then they're going to be willing to trust you. Now, I will say, like, similar to kind of all the different things I talk about on the channel, results do matter, which is why, within the onboarding process, I always encourage to kind of get that first win as soon as possible to prove to them that you can actually get them results. But apart from results, if you give them an amazing client experience in that first week, within the first 24 hours, or even as soon as they actually sign on, it's an easy way to actually increase your lifetime value because they're going to have more trust in you. So even if they don't get results straight away, that period of time where they can kind of sustain not getting results and kind of put in faith in you to get them results is going to be much longer than if you had no onboarding process, didn't make any sort of impression for them at the start, because they're not going to trust you nearly as much. Now, once again, results are still important, which is why I would recommend having some sort of small win to kind of get them excited on the progress to them getting that first big win, which is the reason why they actually signed up. However, actually pairing that with some sort of kind of one-of-one client experience is going to be an easy way to increase your lifetime value much higher than anything you'd get without anything like this. And the cool thing is with onboarding, right? You don't have to do a crazy amount of work to actually do that. I mean, the way I always recommend, if you're just starting out, set up a simple automation that kind of takes care of all the stuff you immediately need to do to avoid delays. This can be different things such as contract creation, adding them to your CRM, sending over an email, different things like that. And then try just plan out the journey that they have within that first 24 hours, but most importantly with that first week. And like I said in the video, guys, I really recommend that within that first week, you get them some sort of small win. This can be something such as, a reactivation campaign, launching their ads, just some sort of win that they can actually see progress towards a goal. Don't forget, guys, the main part of the onboarding process is kind of presenting them what the rest of the relationship will look like. So the different kind of mood or the tone you set throughout the onboarding process is going to carry out in the rest of the relationship you actually have with this client. And, the way I see the onboarding process is as a way to build as much trust as possible. And obviously some sort of relationship, I mean, it's kind of limited because in a week you're not going to have a crazy relationship, but the more trust they can actually put in you, the longer they'll be able to stay by you while you kind of promise them these results. And once again, guys, it's not going to matter if you don't actually manage to get them results at the end. You can have the best customer experience. At the end of the day, people are coming on to have the end result or the end desire. If you're not able to get them that end desire, no matter how good you are on how much of a relationship they actually have with you, then they're going to end up leaving you. It's like, for example, let's say you have a friend and the friend's son needs a job. Even if it's your best friend's son, if they're not if they can't actually do the job, then you're not going to keep on hiring them and spending money on them. So results are still very important. But I hope this gives you the incentive to actually go away and kind of optimize your onboarding process, because it really does matter and is an easy way to set the tone for the rest of the relationship. And on average, it will increase your lifetime value if you provide them with a really, really good onboarding process and also kind of maintain that customer experience throughout the rest of the relationship with your clients. That's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope this helps. If you want a video going over why I would consider the perfect onboarding process, you can check out this video right here. Onboarding is probably one of the first things I'd recommend automating if you're looking towards kind of streamline your agency and different ways to kind of improve your client experience. Everyone says this. There's so many videos going over onboarding, but I hope it's actually giving you the correct incentive for you to now go away and actually optimize your onboarding process, because hopefully you have a much clearer understanding of why you're actually doing it. At least for me, I think this will be useful. So if this is useful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this on your feed. I'll leave a bunch of free resources in the description as well. So if you want to check that out, you can join our free community and then you can get access to a ton of different resources. I'm not going to go over it. Let me know if you prefer this kind of short format of videos. And apart from that, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next one. Bye bye.